I'm ready.
Nothing. Your coat. Anyone need pencils or pens, something to write with? Make sure your badge is on this side so I can go ahead and get that distributed to you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Yesterday we talked about nothing because you did what yesterday? What did y'all do yesterday? Was that the end of the test? What else we have to do? Okay, so let's do a desk check. Let me see your writing utensil. All right, we should have 4 papers on your desk. When you came in, there were 2. There's a transition sheet, and there's also a reference sheet. It's green. Y'all see those 2?
Yes.
Okay, you picked up a rubric. Let me see your rubric. Hold it up. And you picked up, do it look like this? All right, and you picked up a claim sheet. Hold up your claim sheet. All right, the rubric and the claim sheet, put your name and the date and all that stuff on there now. You will be using those to make sure that we are turning in our essay. We're getting ready to write our essay. Today's objective is for us to be able to complete a thesis statement. We're going to know what a thesis statement is. Raise your hand if you're writing in another classroom already. All right? We're going to talk about, I want you to think about while you're putting your name on those documents, what classes have been a little bit difficult for you to write in. And I want to get some comments on that. Raise your hand where you can go ahead and tell me there's a class that you thought about that's been getting a little confusing. Somebody can volunteer for it before I start calling names. All right, Mr. Redmond, and I want to hear several people. What class are you having difficulty in writing?
Yeah, this is my first year. It's not that I'm having trouble. It's just like the prompt is really not like the argument.
Okay, what's the prompt more like? What is the prompt? Can you remember it?
I don't remember it, but it was like during lunch. I had went down there with he had said he had told me, and then we had a little my introduction.
Okay, so you're writing about something you really don't know about. That's what you're telling me? Raise your hand if you agree with him. In some other classes, I'm writing about something I really don't know about. What class is it for you, Mr. Stetson? Keep your hands raised so I can get some questions.
Class.
Theater? Who else? Mr. Young, y'all playing with us earlier? A different class? Okay, tell me about it.
It was the art teacher that I knew what about that, but you can't. It's not nothing much you can say because you didn't know about it.
Anybody else agree with him in art? Okay, somebody got a different class. Yeah. We have theater, we have art. Go ahead. World studies. Anybody raise your hand on that one? Why? Give me your reasons. Give the class your reason. We can't hear you.
I think I'm more about it's difficult.
She said it's difficult. So, can we agree that it's hard to write about something that you don't know? Yes. It's like talking about something. Anybody ever talked to somebody before and they didn't know what they were talking about and you knew it? They were just going on and on. You like, what? Come on now. Can't you tell when somebody doesn't know what they're talking about? How? Tell me. Huh? Can you talk louder? She says they stutter. What's another sign that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about?
They start saying,
They repeat the same thing over.
Say that louder.
They repeat the same thing over and over.
Who's that talking? Okay, I couldn't see you, not seeing. They repeat the same thing. We have the filler words like right? So, writing and talking are the same thing. They just use different meanings. When you talk, you use your voice, right? When you're writing, you're still talking. You're using what? What is this? And what? Something to write with. So today, I want to clear up that talking on paper and being confused at the same time so it doesn't seem that bad. So we're going to take a few notes. I want you to use your rubric paper and flip it over, because you're going to use this as your guide. Just turn it over to the back. This is where you're going to take your notes. I'm going to use my overhead. That's the back. And you have 2 pages. You can fill up one page, you can write on the other page. Everybody clear? Okay. Put yourself in writing position. Let me see. Where's the writing utensil? And we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do something called a write aloud. I'm going to be telling you how I think when I write. I have been writing since I was probably 13. It's a long time ago. Yes, dinosaur. And it was confusing, just like you tell me, writing was confusing. Because a lot of times people say, write. But do they tell you how to write? Is it easy? So a lot of times it's like coming in the wrong way. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at something called a thesis statement. I'm going to turn the light off. You should be able to see. I have the blinds up. Everybody, can you see your desk? Okay, so here we go with our notes. And the first one is, this is the whole concept today, the thesis statement. And I'm going to be writing today, and you're going to be writing. A lot of times I tell you to dictate. You're on the back of your paper, plain side, take notes. The thesis statement. Okay. And something catchy. It's the GPS of writing. What's a GPS? Talk to me. It's what? What's the navigation? What does it give you?
Direction.
It gives you what?
direction.
That's exactly what it is. It gives us directions. Directions. The GPS gives us directions. We just said that it's hard to write when you don't know what you're writing about, correct? So, I'm looking at making sure everybody has the notes. Okay, can I erase? All right. It gives us directions. The purpose of a thesis, and this is going to all come together in just a second. The purpose of a thesis. Now see, we're writing. When you see me write, I need for you to write. So when I walk back up, the purpose of a thesis. It has 2 purposes. Number your paper 1, 2 after that. The first purpose of the thesis is 1. It gives the writer directions. And 2, it gives a reader focus. We're going to make this live in just a second. It gives the writer directions. It gives the reader focus. And I want everybody to say that. I want it to connect together. Let's look at our notes and read them in 3, 2, 1. What you got? Let's stop. Is that everybody? In 3, 2, 1, just read it.
Thesis statement is the GPS of writing.
Purpose of direction.
The purpose of the
What
thesis.
just happened? Keep reading. Let's start it over in 3, 2, 1. Talk back to me.
Thesis statement is the GPS of writing. Purpose of thesis. It gives right direction
And
and
gives
gives
the
the
reader's purpose.
Okay, now read it to yourself, because when you read something 2 or 3 times, or say it 2 or 3 times, it sticks to you. Raise your hand if that makes sense to you. Nehemiah, why does that make sense? Just saying it like that. Whatever you can think of, just tell me. Why does that make sense to you, what you just said? You have it on your notes. Read it.
Oh, okay.
It's your notes. Why do your notes make sense to you?
That's what it gave me when I read, you know, I can focus on it more better.
Mr. Redmond,
You'll say the question again?
why does your notes make sense to you?
Because when writing, I find that the thesis statement, it does give a lot of information about what the essay or whatever is going to be about.
Okay, based on your notes, how important do you think the thesis statement is on a scale of 1 to 10? Based on what your notes have, how important is the thesis statement to essay writing? Why do you say a 10, Mr. Brown? Whatever came to your mind, the reason why you gave it a 10. Somebody want to help it, Miss Helm? Why did you say, you said a 9, but why did you say a 9?
I said 9 because if they give the reader direction, like it's like telling what the thesis statement is telling, like what ways you're supposed to, like what you want to write about, like just putting it in order.
Okay. Can you write without knowing what you want to write about? So based on your notes, it's going to tell you what you're going to do what? What you're going to write about. So our next note is this. You have the purpose, that's your why. Now we're going to say, when do I create the thesis statement? And I'm going to get a choice up here. What do you think the answer is? Before you write or after you write? Before. Why do you think it's before? Keep talking. You gotta give me some volume. Why is it before? Talk to me, Julia. Good idea. Julia said it one more time with a little bit more volume. It was wonderful.
To give you a simple idea of what you want to write.
Have you noticed that we're talking about what we're going to write about opposed to writing? Is y'all catching on to that? Okay, so when do we create the thesis? What's our answer?
Before.
Okay, before we write. So I'm going to complete that thought for you. Before we write. That's when I create the thesis statement. So, I'm going to go back to you, Arnell. You said the theater prompt was not really an argument. Why did you say that? What's the argument? What is that about? Because we're talking about argumentative writing.
When it's like 2 sides to something.
Okay, so you're saying you can't really clearly find a side. Okay, and in the history class, is that the issue in the history class? You don't really know what you're arguing about? Okay, and the art picture, was that you, Mr. Young? Okay, so what's the trouble with the art essay?
I didn't really know what else to do.
And can you do anything when you don't know what to do?
No.
So today we're gonna find out how to fix that problem. Y'all ready? Okay, let's go in. So, my son, who's now 13, when he was about 11, oh, he's an Xbox 360 master. Who has an Xbox 360 or know what that is? Okay, he loved that game. I mean, loved it. Until one day, had a little red ring that came on it. Y'all know what that is? Okay, what happened to his game? Right, it died. So I thought somebody had died. Because he was, oh my God, what? Oh, what's this? And he's a Google king. So he went to his phone and Googled that red ring of death. He looked at that computer, he looked at that phone, he said, I think it's broke for real forever. So I said, oh my God, what we gonna do? And I had paid for that one. I went to the store, I said, I'll get you another. Well, as a parent, I found out they did something at the store. I was able to buy him a used one. Right. Brought it on home. Here you go, son, plug it in, it's working. He had no problems with it. He plays 2K14 basketball, got extra controller for his friends. He had a little party. They came over playing. And then one day they had a commercial out for this new gadget called the Xbox One.
That's something wrong with it.
And my son said, Mama, I want this. I said, you want what, son? He said, they got a new game system. He said, it's a gaming system. He was telling me about this word, system. I'm looking at him because at the time he was playing his game at the same time, right? So I'm like, but the game is working. It ain't broke, nothing. You know, what's wrong with the game you have? He said, it's not that one. I want that one. I said, well, son, you got to convince me why you want that one. I said, the other part of it is how much it costs. Well, it's only $5.99. I said $5.99 or $5.99.99. What's the difference in that? One was $5 and what? Okay, so if it was $5.99, we was on our way to the store. Come on, let's go get one. He said, no, it's almost $600. Oh, well, you need to go and sit down. That was still working. So he says to me, he said, well, how can I get this new one? I said, you got to convince me of why I need to pay $5.99.99. So what he came up with was reasons. Write this on your paper. Reasons why I needed to buy this new game. I'm sorry. You're just writing reasons why. Okay? Reasons. So when you get ready to write or talk to somebody or convince them of something, can you just say, buy me something? No. Is that going to work? Can you just say, oh, that's real pretty, and smile at them? You got to give them what? And they got to be strong reasons, right? Okay, so in our writing, when we're doing argumentative writing, and again, Mr. Redmond, I'll come back to you. This word argument, and somebody said a debate, right? I got to persuade or convince. I'm going to say the word convince. I got to convince you to go whose way? Okay? So I got to tell you some strong reasons, right? In your prompt over here, I need for you to, after you take that note, open it up to your graphic organizer. Open it up to your graphic organizer. Miss Cousin. And read the top of your graphic organizer. There's already a question there. Read it to yourself. We're getting ready to read it back to me. And 3, 2, 1, talk back to me.
Do you feel it is better to watch Romeo and Juliet or read it?
Okay. Who says watch? Circle it. Circle the word watch. Who says read? Okay. Circle read. Who's in the middle? Okay. You circle both because I'm going to show you how to do the middle. All right. So, in order for you to tell me If we never read another book in here, somebody gonna have to give me a strong argument of why we need to watch all our books. How can you convince me on paper that that is the way to go, Ms. Young? You need to give me some what? So, what you're about to do, you're gonna give me, I want 3. On the back of your paper, turn it back over. My son gave me reasons why I needed to buy him that game. He talked to me a whole year. He gave me more than 3 reasons. You best believe that. But I finally said, boy, get away from me. I'm not ever buying that in your life. He was like, oh, man. Well, I told him why. Thank you, Jesus, for forgiving me. And for his birthday this year, I came in with the box. And the same way he felt when the first one died, he gave me the same excitement when he got this new one. Oh, man, oh my God. You thought the publishing clearinghouse people had showed up at the door. He was running around calling his friends, I got it. He didn't think he was going to get it because I had made him believe my side. Y'all get that? And he really believed I wasn't going to ever buy it in life. I said in life, yours and mine. Strong argument, wasn't it? So I really fooled him. I got him real good on that one. I thought I was going to have to take him to the doctor, but we got over. So for those of you who said watch, raise your hands again. I want you thinking about 3 reasons why, and they could just be, for example, one reason could be seeing the movie gives me better connection to the characters. That could be a reason. You can borrow that one. I'll let you borrow that one. Go ahead and borrow it. You don't have to steal it. You can borrow that one. And then you have to give me 2 more. And I'm going to come around and see your reasons. Seeing the movie gives me better connections to the characters. And for those people who say reading, you could say reading the play gives me more details. I'll let you borrow that one. At this point, Mr. Young, you're coming up with 2 more good reasons why you can say, Ms. Young, we can throw the books out the window and always just go pop in a DVD. Give me something that's going to make a strong argument. And then we're going to read those reasons out, because sometimes talking it out helps another person be able to see what you got, and you can say, hey, I like that too, but just because you have the same reason doesn't mean you're going to say the same thing to the characters. I'm sorry. If you have reason number 2 already, raise your hand. If you have 2 and 3, raise your hand. If you have 1, raise your hand. This is called pre-writing and brainstorming. You cannot start writing before you get your directions. What you're giving yourself is 3 topics for 3 different paragraphs. Remember? The thesis statement is the what? What did I call it? What's the first note? It's the what?
GPS.
It's the what?
GPS.
It gives us what?
Directions.
Okay, so look what you just wrote. What directions did you just give yourself? Do you know what you're going to talk about now?
Yes.
Won't that make it a lot easier?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first step of writing. You cannot get there and introduce this like if I've never met her before. Come here, dear, please. She just stepped in this classroom for the very first time. And I need to introduce her to the class. Class, this is... Y'all know her? Anybody? Your name? She's a pretty little girl, and it'd be nice to have her in the class. That's what you do when you don't know what you're going to talk about. Do y'all get the analogy? Anybody ever heard of writer's block?
Yes.
What is it? Say it real loud, Julia.
When the author doesn't, or doesn't have to write, to it, write about it.
What's a block? What does a block do? What does it do, Nassim? What does a block do, dear? It separates. So what does it separate? That's a good word. It separates what, Joe? With popcorn off you to see if you can separate what? Joe is looking like you look when you get ready to write. Y'all agree with that? So it's separating what? You from what? You from what? It's your thoughts. They are separated from where you're trying to go. But if you have a thesis statement or you have your reasons, will you have a writer's block? Because you already have your what? You got your directions. You know what you want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So, turn over your claim paper. This is your claim of thesis paper. Okay, let's get the short one. Y'all see the lines on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to turn this one over. It's going to be used for a rough draft, and your final's going to go on the bottom. So let's write on the back of your claim paper now. So, the reasons going to lead us to the actual statement. What's a statement? Somebody tell me what's a statement. Sydney, you look like you want to tell me. What's a statement, dear?
Statement is something that you are trying to,
Help a class.
Say
Hey, yes. That was interesting. So, a statement is just something you're trying to, everybody say it? It's something you're trying to say. So now, you're trying to, I want to convince Mr. Ross that y'all need to use cell phones in the classroom. All right? Can I go down there and be like, Mr. Ross, students need to use cell phones in the classroom. What is he going to start doing? What do adverbs do? What are the questions? Talk to me. So when I go to Mr. Ross wanting to change this policy of the school, can I go without my adverbs? Because he's going to tell me what? What are you going to tell me? Joe said I'm fired, okay? So if I really want to argue my point, what's that R word we just did? I need to give him what? Okay, so here's the question. Should students, and I'm just writing now, watch me, I'm going to model a thesis statement, okay, for my thoughts. Should students use cell phones in class? Can y'all see my question?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have to erase it just because of the spacing, all right? So, again, read my prompt to me. 3, 2, 1, talk back.
Should students use cell phones in class?
Okay, so, what y'all think?
yes.
Okay, all right. So, y'all got to convince me and Mr. Ross. So, I need 3 what? Okay, give me reason number 1.
It can be used for work.
Okay, Amira said what? So, I'm going to say a research tool. She said work. Somebody give me another one that Mr. Ross will want to hear. I can't hear you, Miss Cousin. No, tell me.
she said calculator.
No, but tell me. You tell me, Miss Cousin.
I said
You can. That'll keep you from buying one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can talk about the cost, the less the school would not have to buy. You see how we can argue that point? Does she have a good point?
yes.
Okay. Okay. Give me a third good one. I got one in my head, but I want to hear what y'all got to say. He said we can take selfies when we're nervous. I'm nervous. That made me nervous. Okay. I got one. Can I share one I think is a good one?
Yes.
Okay. We can create a social media page for our class. We can have an English Facebook or Twitter. hashtag in 6 period. hashtag, okay? Right, that's sideline for hashtag. Okay, so, even if I tell him these things, those are 3 reasons, I still need to back him up, don't I?
Yes.
He gonna be like, okay, now you have my attention, give me more, right? So, can I just say, Mr. Ross, research, calculators, and create a social page. Can I say it like that?
No.
Cause he gonna be like, John, you okay? So let's make a statement. Okay, these are 3 reasons. Y'all remember what's our first one?
Research.
What's our second one?
Calculators.
What's our third one?
Create social media.
Okay. So since we are making an argument about it, on your transitions paper, you have on your desk, put that one there. That was should have been on the desk line. Everybody got this one?
Yeah.
I got away and creeped over there. Okay, I want you to go into that box that says to make an emphasis and to add more information. There's a big plus sign at the top in the column for adding more information. Everybody see it?
Yeah.
Look at that list of words you got there. And then look at the column that says to add emphasis with the finger. You see the finger?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that list of words. We gotta make a statement. We gotta say something that's gonna sound real intelligent. I'm going to Mr. Ross saying, I want my students to use cell phones for research, calculators, and we want to keep up with each other to say, homework tomorrow, hashtag in period 6. Right? That's our Twitter handle. So, here we go. To first, think about it like this. What word would you use when it's your opinion or you have a strong emotion about it and you want to tell somebody else?
I believe.
That's good. Let's start with my things. I believe. What do we believe? Okay, I hear you talk to me. I'm writing what you tell me. This is our thesis statement. Talk to me. Right now, I'm your writer. I am listening to your brain. Tell me another word.
Class. Because.
Okay, give me another word. Okay, she said for instance, y'all like that word?
No.
Okay, find one on that paper to keep us going, because this now we're going to cross over to our 3 reasons. So give us a bridge word. He said to emphasize. Y'all like that?
No.
What about for example?
I said for example too.
Okay, for example. Okay, that's the word we added, right, from our list. Okay, I'm just writing. Y'all talk to me. Okay, I hear where you're going. I heard a comment in the room. Thank you.
Calculators.
Comma.
And social media.
Comma. And.
What's the next word?
And.
Social media.
No comma. Put parentheses, Facebook.
I heard FB, hashtag tweet. Okay. That is a thesis statement. That's that. Was that hard?
No.
Why wasn't it hard? Okay. Joe, your hand went up, and I need to hear what y'all said. Joe, why wasn't that hard?
Because we already knew what we was going to write about after we listed our 3 reasons.
Okay, and you said? And you said, Ernell?
I was gonna say, we just doing a thesis, we ain't doing an introduction.
Are we ready for an introduction?
No.
Y'all remember I brought Ms. Helm up here. Did I know her?
No.
Can you introduce something you know?
No.
So, we're not ready to introduce something. We're getting to know what we want to talk about, right?
Yes.
So, was that hard?
No.
Okay, so now you're going to write a thesis. Let's go with your rough draft on the back of your claim sheet, go back to your claim sheet. What did we do with that transition word sheet? It helped us do what? Helped you with your thought process, right? So you're going to do the same thing. So go back to your prompt. Go back to your prompt. Look at your question. What's our question again? In 3, 2, 1, talk back to me.
Do you feel it is better to watch Romeo and Juliet or read it?
And Mr. Young and Naseem is so jealous of us because we left them. We're going to do it one more time and include them in 3, 2, 1, everybody read.
Do you feel it is better to watch Romeo and Juliet or read it?
Okay. Do you have 3 reasons?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, you made a what?
Thesis.
Before the thesis statement, you had to answer your question, right? So you made a choice, right?
Yes.
What was your choice? Just tell me. Watch. Okay, so after you said watch, now you came up with what after that?
Read.
Okay, so go to your 3 reasons and do the same thing we did up here as far as creating your thesis statement. That's where we're going to end up today. I'm going to turn the light on, blink twice so I can come around and see. Y'all need mine to stay up here? Okay. Again, is this difficult?
No.
When you do it the right way, right? Okay, I'm coming around. We are writing now. On the back, when you get a good one, and you like it, what do you think I want you to put it?
On the front.
Say it again? On the front of what?
Your claim sheet.
Okay, we're gonna check each other out tomorrow and see. You see it has some boxes on it. Yes, ma'am. You never write it on that one. I'm sorry, you were confused. You were on this one is your claim sheet. Thank you for pay attention. You're on the back of your claim sheet. Put your name on everything. We're getting close to the bell too. I'm gonna go ahead and put the instructions in your mind. The green sheet and the transition sheet will stay on the desk. You need some notes here? Okay. These 2, you're gonna turn them into the exit tray. So she got the other one. These 2 go into the exit tray. The other 2 stay on your desk. Everybody see with that?
Yes.
Okay, make sure your name is on your sheet. Okay, I'm gonna walk around and look and see what we got. I gave you that one. So when you go into other classes, what do you think you need to do different now?
Right.
You gotta get a good understanding of what you're writing, right? So you need to ask your teacher, what is this really about? Now go into them with a conversation. I'm not sure what you want me to argue. Isn't that a good way to ask them? How do I make a decision? What is the argument? Or if it's the picture and art, find 3 things about the picture that you want to write about. Can't you do that?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to write about? You want to write about the style of the picture? You want to write about the structure of the picture? And history. Find out what the argument is. What am I supposed to do? We're going to shut down at the side of the timer. And we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. I'm seeing some strong thesis statements. Don't write a paragraph. Just give us your 3 reasons in a statement, and then we're going to start to fill out your paragraph. All right. Good job. Read the 3. Anything you put your name on, put it in the extra tray. Make sure your name is on both of